I'm pretty sure every one of us as believers will experience a Red Sea moment in our lives. That moment when all our options in a situation have been exhausted and we can't see a way out. And then, miraculously, we see God provide a path for us. The term Red Sea moment comes from the story of Moses leading the children of Israel out of slavery and into freedom. They were heading to Canaan as free people. They had been living in Egypt for 430 years. The last 100 years approximately of that, they had been slaves. They had been treated cruelly by the Egyptians during their bondage. In the book of Exodus, you read of Moses being called by God to lead them out of slavery. The Lord brought on a series of 10 plagues, with the final plague being death of the firstborn, both children and animals. But the Lord provided a plan for the children of Israel to be able to escape this death. It was through the slaughtering of a lamb and painting its blood on the doorposts and mantle of their front doors. That night they were to have a meal in their homes as the angel of death passed over the land. Those with the blood on their doorposts would be saved from death. Today the holiday Passover is a celebration of this event. The next day Pharaoh released the children of Israel, and in great celebration they left and headed towards the promised land. The Lord led them to the banks of the Red Sea to camp. As they were camped by the Red Sea, Pharaoh decided that he had made a mistake and gathered up his entire army and went after them. The children of Israel saw the advancing of the chariots and were extremely scared. They had the Red Sea on one side of them and Pharaoh's army on the other. They had no way out, no way of escape. And like I said in the beginning, I believe that each of us will experience a Red Sea moment in our lives. We will be in a very difficult situation. We will have exhausted all of our ideas and our thoughts and how to get out of it, how to solve it, and we will have come to nothing, no escape. We in effect have the Red Sea on one side and Pharaoh's army on the other side. For the children of Israel, their miracle of escape came from God. At the moment all hope was lost, the Lord parted the Red Sea. There was a wall of water on each side and a dry path in the middle for them to walk through. They walked across to the other side in safety. The Lord had saved them. In my own life, I have experienced a Red Sea moment. What I was walking through was both tragic and frightening. I was literally on my knees crying out to the Lord for answers, because I saw none. I had done everything I could humanly do in the situation. It was at that point I saw the Lord miraculously part the Red Sea. He provided a path to walk on to the other side. You will know, or already do, if you've experienced a time like this in your life, that what has happened in your situation is a total miracle from God. There will be no doubt in your mind. And that, my friends, is a Red Sea moment. It was so incredibly faith-building to me. It was such an enormous miracle that I was in tears. I was calling all my prayer warriors who had been there praying for the situation to tell them what the Lord had done. I felt like I was shouting God's goodness, His love, and His miracle from my rooftop. I learned a few other lessons through this too. The first one was pretty simple. As I look back over the whole situation, I realized that even though I felt like I had some sort of control over it all, I never really did. It was always God. He had been there each step of the way. There's an old saying that came to my mind: let go and let God. Let God do His work in it all. In all my worry, I had forgotten that He was and still is on His throne. But that is so easy to say after the fact, isn't it? And I think the journey through any difficult thing in life is where the real lessons are. Worry and fear are so strong. We are worried about what will happen. We are worried that the Lord is not going to answer our prayers. We are fearful as we look at all the possibilities of what could happen in the situation. Our mind has no peace. We are carrying a heavy burden and it troubles our soul. And this is exactly where the Lord does not want us to be. He allows these things in our lives so that we can learn to trust Him. He allowed the children of Israel to be in their situation so He could show Himself to them. If you find yourself in a difficult situation that seems impossible, remember this is your time to build your faith, to learn what it really means to hand something over to the Lord and not take it back. He says in Matthew chapter 11, verses 29 and 30, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." As you are walking through this time in your life, remember, this is the moment to immerse yourself in the Word. Let an audio Bible play all day in your home, just so that you can hear the Word of the Lord. It is time for fervent prayer, as it says in James 5:16. It is time to call on your prayer warriors and let them help you along this journey. It's time to turn up that praise music and let your soul dwell in the goodness of God and His love for you. As Elizabeth Elliot says in her book, Keep a Quiet Heart, the secret is Christ in me, not me in a different set of circumstances. It is time to watch your faith grow and your relationship to Him grow. I really want to thank you all for coming today and spending this time here with me. It's really been a blessing to get to know so many of you and to spend this time with you. I pray that you have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.